What's up guys, Bones88 here, and today we are doing a beginner's guide to leveling up your character. Now, I know all you veterans or people who've played Raid before are rolling your eyes, but this isn't really for you guys. This is for the beginner players that are just coming into the game. This might be the first game they've ever played like this. If so, it's okay. I understand there's a lot of questions about how to do things. It's not really self-explanatory, and if it was me and I hadn't played Raid before, I'd have a lot of questions too. So that's totally fine. This is for you guys, the beginners that don't understand how to do this. I get asked questions every single day about it, and it is simple, but when you know nothing about it, it's not simple at all. So hopefully this video helps you out, and let's get right into it. Alright, so here we are at the hero selection screen. This is where you do all your leveling up amongst everything else that you need to improve your characters. So we're going to click here on William. He's an amazing character. I need to work him up anyways, so what a better time to do it for this video. So you click over here on details, and here you go. There's a lot of stuff right from the get-go to take in, right? So the first thing you need to know is how to take your character up a level. And it's simple, it's easy. It's through experience, or experience cubes as they call it in this game, and you gain these cubes from doing everything. Every time you do a mission, you're getting some kind of experience cubes, and it all comes down to right here. As you can see, I have 470,000. That sounds like a lot, but it is not in this game. So when you accumulate this experience, you can spend it on anybody you want. So right here, you see upgrade, right? Well, it's up here, as you see, there's level 1 out of 20. Okay, so we can only level them up to 20 for now. So let's do that. So you just click upgrade till you get to 20, obviously. Alright, so, well, how the heck do we get past 20? How do we keep going? Well, this is how you do it. Once you get to max stat, it'll say go to altar. Click that, go to the altar, and now we're a bunch more confusing stuff, right? So this is how this game works. You can go to a max of 6 stars on a character. Well, most of them are going to start at 2, if not all of them. So you're going to have to figure out how to do that. Well, it includes leveling up to their max level, but he's only 2 star. We need to take him to 3, right? Well, in order to do that, a character has to be maxed out level-wise, which we're at in 20, and then you have to sacrifice 2 2-star characters. So we're going to do that. And I advise that you only level up terrible characters to sacrifice to make other good characters another star level. So these are all terrible characters. They're all 2-star. You click this. Boom. He's 3-star. There you go. So you go back to the regular screen, and then you can upgrade him to 30 now. So let's do that. Let's take him to 30. Alright, and then you go back to the altar, and you rinse and repeat. It's the same kind of thing. Well, you guys are probably like, well, what the heck are these pumpkins for? Or why are they there? That's just a free 3-star thing you can sacrifice without having to sacrifice physical characters. It's up to you if you want to save the pumpkins. If you don't, I try to save the pumpkins if I can. But there's always times where you get and use them. I don't think there's a wrong or right answer, right? So it doesn't matter what you do with the pumpkins. Just know that's a free 3-star character that you can sacrifice to take someone up to the next star level. There's 4, there's 5, there's 3, there's 2. There's all kinds of different levels of pumpkins, and you'll get rewarded those from doing events and just all kinds of stuff. Achievements, missions, everything. Alright, so for this, I'm going to sacrifice these crappy characters because I'd rather do that, and I'll just save my pumpkins. Just, to me, I'd rather do that. It doesn't mean you can't use them, right? I have them there, I might as well use them. So we're going to take them up to 4-star. And it just repeats. So now you're going to need 4 4-star heroes. And it gets harder, guys. The more levels you go up, that's more characters at more stars, and it gets tough. And it's going to be tough, but it is inevitable in these games. You will have to take them up to 5-star, crappy characters to 5-star, to sacrifice them to get a character to 6-star. But it's worth it in the end. It's going to be tough, but the thing about these games is there's always a grind to it in one way or another. So don't get down. It's tough, but you start getting the hang of it, it's not so bad. So a pointer that you really need to know, and this is the best way to do it, what I'm about to tell you. So they have what they call foodies. You get these through rewards, but mainly I buy them out of the shop, right? But what these are, they're essentially pumpkins, right? But you can use experience to level them up. On top of that, it costs 20% less experience to level these up than a normal character. So essentially, you want to be leveling these guys up over regular crappy characters. But the most efficient and best way is to never sacrifice a foodie that's below 5-star. You want to take these all the way up to 5-star because it's going to cost less in the long haul. I would use the crappy characters for 4-star and below. But if you're wanting to take someone to 6-star, take these to 5-star, sacrifice the 5-star foodies, get you a 6-star. This is the most efficient way. This is the best way to take someone to 6-star. If it's anything below that, if you're trying to take a 4 to a 5-star, still I would work on crappy characters. Take those crappy characters to 4-star, sacrifice 4 of those, and get you to a 5-star. But once you get to that 5-star and you want to increase to 6-star, start using foodies. It costs much, much, much less experience overall. Okay, so the altar system is by far the most confusing part of it. That's the hardest part. Next up, we have what we call glyphs. Glyphs are just things you farm in campaign to increase your character effectiveness. So as you can see here, I have everything filled but this one. It says I can activate it now. Okay, let's just go ahead and activate it. And then it goes up a level. I'm not sure the max level for glyphs. I'm going to be honest. The farthest I know that you can take them is to level 5. It could be past level 5. I am not completely sure. So you upgrade it. And now I'm at level 3. The higher the level you go in glyphs, the harder it is to farm. And it requires harder nodes in campaign to farm it also. So just know that. You might be going through it real quick, but if you've only got to chapter 6 or 7 in campaigns, you'll hit a wall where you can't farm them anymore because you have to progress in campaigns. So like, how do we know what node to farm? Well, it's very simple. Click on it and it tells you where it says 3 out of 5 here. I need 2 more. It tells you right here. It's that simple. Click that. Click on whichever one you want to farm. It takes you straight there. So easy. And you just sit there and you farm that one node over and over and over again until you get the glyphs you need. Go back to here and you can activate it. And it's cool because it tells you right here what each one does. That one little glyph gives me crit rate plus 2%. That's huge. And so this is very, very important on making your characters better. What's cool about this is you could have, it doesn't matter, legendary, epic, whatever it is, you can still farm them for everybody about the same. It's not any more hard for a legendary than it is for an epic. You know what I'm saying? So it's a really easy way to increase your character's viability just through this system here. And next up we have abilities. Every character has 3 abilities, right? And they can all be leveled up. This is the kick though. If you have a legendary, you have to farm level 8 and above in these dungeons. That is not easy. So as a beginner player, if you have a legendary, you might as well not even count on leveling up abilities for a long time, because you have to acquire certain characters to beat certain dungeons that give you certain gear for that said character. They're all different. As you can see down here, it's elemental materials. There's several different elemental materials depending on what kind of character it is, right? So at each elemental material has a dungeon tied to it. So it's very tough and it's not easy. But if it's not a legendary and it's an epic, it's easier. You don't need such rare materials. It's actually very easy to farm for an epic. In elites, it's really simple. As you can see here, this little round one where it says 30 out of 20, that's the easiest one to farm. You get it right from the get-go. So you can take an elite almost instantly and max out all their abilities, no problem. Well, William's an epic. So now you have a new crystal you have to get at the same place, and I'll show you where that's at here in a second. And it's harder, but it's still pretty doable in the beginning because I'm already taking all my epics up in ability. It's not hard at all. But when you get to a legendary, even I can't farm legendary ability crystals yet. So once again, well, how do I know where to go? All right, well, it says I need 18 out of 20, right? Well, where can I find him? I click on it. It says dungeon. I click on dungeon right here. So something very important you need to know is, as you can see, not all of them are open every day. Like the ones that you see here, they will close at the end of the day and another one will open up. So that's kind of crappy. You got to really figure out and know when the one you need is coming up and if it's open or not. That kind of sucks, but that's how it goes. Luckily, Williams is open. So you click here, try to go as high as you can, and once you do that, go back a couple stages, and as you can see, I can still get this rare crystal even at stage 2. So that's why epics are so easy, is because you can farm them after stage 2. Any beginner can farm stage 2, right? The drop rates of that more rare crystal won't be as much. It'll be higher every stage you go, but still you can farm them. You can farm an epic and an elite easy. It's not hard. It's the legendaries that are a problem. So as you can see here, I have to go to stage 7 to farm a legendary that needs this. And this goes for all the dungeons. It's not any different. It's just the only difference in the dungeons are the strategy it is to beat him. Every dungeon has a different boss, but there's no different resource except for that elemental crystal. It's not as hard as I'm making it out to sound like. I'm sorry. So there's not much more to say about that. Just know that some characters need different crystals. They need different rarities of them depending on epic, legendary, elite, and so on. So next up we have Ascension. It's kind of hidden down here and it says Ascend. So click on that. And every time you ascend a character, you get something new, right? Like this adds abilities of all team members deal 80% more damage. It tells you right over here to the side. You click on it, it'll tell you what to expect. So this is another way to make your character very, very good. But the only way you can do that is sacrificing duplicates of that same character. So let me back out and find a character I have duplicates of. Alright, so we have Raven here. So you click over here on this box with the plus symbol, click that, and it'll show you all the duplicates you have in here. I only have one, okay? And so I click on it, I click confirm, click ascended, and there you go. I went up an ascension level. And now I have a base attack bonus of plus 15%. That's pretty huge. So once you ascend somebody, you get a purple star. It replaces the first gold star. And every time you ascend someone, it adds another purple star to it. And it just makes that character even better. So when you see someone with purple stars, that's what it means. They had several duplicates of it, they sacrificed it, and made that character better. That's a really good system. I really like it. It gives something that you can do with your duplicates. Once again, getting duplicates for legendaries is going to be much, much harder than an elite. And it's going to be even harder for an epic. It'll be more likely for an epic, but it's going to be hard to get ascending legendaries. Okay, lastly, gear. Gear is very complicated. It's not easy for the most part. And I could make 3 videos worth of stuff talking about gear. I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to give you the vague mentality you need to approach with gear. The first thing you need to know is your character's kit. Every character is so different than the next. You have to read the character's kit, know what they're doing, know what they're best at, to understand what gear to put on them. And now, I'm going to give you a suggestion, but it doesn't mean that I'm right. It's very complicated. There's so many different sets for gear and everything else. But with William is kind of a support character. When I think of support, he's putting buffs, maybe putting debuffs on people, so he's kind of helping the team out. Doesn't mean he's doing a lot of damage. So, if you have an attacker, of course you want to go all in on damage, right? If you have a tank or someone who's very tanky, you want to go all in on health and defense, right? Well, this guy's kind of support. So you want him staying around as long as he can, supporting the team. The longer he's alive, the more support that team's getting. So, you know, maybe give him some health, give him some defense, maybe some speed. It just all depends on the kits. That's why it's really important to be part of a Discord or ask questions. I mean, us content creators are here. Join our Discords, ask us questions. That's why we're here, is to help you. That's the best way to really find out how to get the optimal best gear on somebody, is just to ask. Because there's probably someone out there that really, really, really knows. So let's say we want health and defense. Well, here we are. We clicked on gear. There's 6 pieces of gear you can put on. There's such a wide variety of stats, guys. That's why I could just talk all day about it. I'm just going to show you kind of how to do it, right? Before we get started, this will help you out more than I can help you. You see this little icon with a paper sheet next, with the 3 icons next to your gear here? Click on the sheet of paper and look here. It tells you a lot about your character overall. Real players like you and I have rated him, and you can look over to see what he's good at. I wouldn't always trust these ratings, to be honest, but it kind of gives you an idea what he's good at. Look over here. It says recommended set. These are the sets that they recommend that you put on your character. That is going to help you a lot. If you don't know, if someone else doesn't know, at least you can refer to this and know what he's probably best in. Like I said, there's speed, there's a heart. That's good. If you don't know what those are, you can click on them, and this pops up and it gives you a description of what that set does. And look, he even shows you who he pairs good with. Gubeg and Jacob. That's awesome. It tells you pair with him, what they can do together. That's awesome. This is a huge, huge help for beginner players. So his recommended set, we'll do Terra and we'll do Raider, right? Down below it says Manage Gear. Click that. Underneath Current Build is what he currently has on him. Well, we have nothing on him yet, right? And over Swap Build is what we're picking to put over there. So, go over here where it says Set. It's a filter. Look for Terra. Right here. And then click on Raider. That filters out everything except for those two. That's what you want. So everything you see on here is Terra and whatever the speed's called. Well, unfortunately, all we have is this. So put that on there. Move over to the helmet. Let's say we want a Terra. Put that on there. There's nothing here. So that when that comes to that point, you might have to make some changes. That's why gear is so complicated and takes forever. And you really got to get to know the game to really get gear down, what to put on them, what to look for. It's complicated, guys. And I can't give you the exact what to do with it. I'm just showing you a vague representation of it. So, yep, we want these. We'll go for this. And we'll go for that. So I know we're missing one. Just imagine there's one there. Well, when you look down here, you got to make sure you're matching things together. See where it says 2 out of 2 here? You got to make sure you have 2 Terra pieces to get the effect. If I take one away, that plus 15% health goes away. There are some sets that require you to have 4. That's quite a bit, but there's several of them that requires to have 4. You just have to pay attention to that stuff. It's really tough, and it takes a long time to get used to, guys. That's pretty much the basics for gear. I can't keep getting more into it or we'll be here all damn day, but that's kind of the basics of it. Alright, that's my beginner guide to leveling up your character. Hopefully this helps out. I know some of that still might be confusing. If you have any questions, once again, ask me on my YouTube video down below. Ask me in Discord. I'm always here, always willing to help, and I will answer any questions you have. With that being said, I love y'all. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.